A bitter feud. A close friendship torn apart. All over peacocks? Welcome to the Peacock Room at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Asian Art. More than a masterpiece of interior design, it encapsulates a story of wealth, artistry, and good old-fashioned drama. Our story begins with Frederick Leyland, a shipping magnate and art collector from England. In the 1860s, Leyland became close friends with American artist James McNeill Whistler. Whistler was a celebrated artist and flamboyant celebrity who challenged Victorian standards by showing that art could be valued on its own terms, an approach deemed art for art's sake. Rather than create art that told a story, Whistler believed that beauty alone could make a painting worthy of attention. Whistler's work was boldly abstract, in a moment when many fellow artists focused on precision and detail. He was also an innovator in creating moody etchings and lithographs. A collector of Asian art, Whistler drew inspiration from Chinese and Japanese designs and themes. And if his name sounds familiar, you may know him from his famous portrait of his mother. In 1876, Leyland commissioned Whistler to make slight adjustments to his dining room in London while he was away. When Whistler saw one of his beloved paintings above the fireplace, he grew frustrated. He didn't think that the design or colors of the room allowed his work to shine. So, he changed everything. Whistler gilded the room's shelves and painted peacocks in abstract patterns in blue, green, and gold over the room's expensive leather wall coverings, shutters, and even the ceiling. Blending elements of Chinese and Japanese art with his own sense of color and composition, Whistler promised Leyland a gorgeous surprise. But when Leyland returned, he was far from pleased. He hated it. In a series of increasingly bitter letters, the pair argued over what Whistler had done.
But I only asked for a few modest changes.
Though Whistler insisted he had created a work of unparalleled beauty, Leyland refused to pay his fee, over $200,000 in today's currency.
It is positively sickening to think that I should have labored to build up that exquisite Peacock Room for such a man to live in.
As their relationship soured, Whistler painted a mural on the room's south wall depicting the Battle of Wills, with a pair of peacocks as proxies. The peacock on the left is Whistler, with a silver plume to represent the artist's distinctive tuft of white hair. On the right is Leyland, an angry-looking bird advancing towards the artist. Frills at his throat mock Leyland's preferred shirt style. Gold and silver coins fall from the bird's body and pool at its feet to signify the patron's stinginess. Never one to mince words, Whistler called his painting Art and Money, or the story of the room. Though Leyland eventually paid Whistler half his proposed fee, he banished the artist from his house and forbade him from ever seeing the family again. Despite the falling out, Leyland kept the Peacock Room intact. It appeared that Leyland still appreciated Whistler's unique talent. He filled the shelves with Chinese blue and white porcelain from the Kangxi era and even allowed visitors to tour the space. Following Leyland's death, the room made its way to America thanks to industrialist Charles Lang Freer. In 1904, he purchased the Peacock Room and shipped it to Detroit in 28 crates, where it was reassembled in his mansion. Before his death in 1903, Whistler had encouraged Freer to visit Asia. Taking his advice, Freer traveled to China, Japan, India, and Egypt, and collected a wide range of art, with a focus on ceramics. Freer displayed his growing collections from across the region on the Peacock Room's shelves for connoisseurs and artists to study. Later on, he donated his collection to the Smithsonian Institution with funds to build a museum. He worked closely with architect Charles Platt to ensure the Peacock Room would be a cornerstone of the building. When the Freer Gallery of Art opened in 1923, anchored by this room, it became the first fine art museum on the National Mall. Peacocks even roamed the courtyard on and off until the 1990s. Today, the Peacock Room still stands as a testament to artistic brilliance and human drama. So, the next time you visit the Smithsonian's National Museum of Asian Art, immerse yourself in it. you'll experience a mesmerizing tale woven into every brushstroke and detail. Be sure to check out more exciting Smithsonian objects on another episode of National Treasure.